Greetings, Commandos, this is Pagan, and today I would like to talk an old school melee build. Something I used to run like back in the day. And back in the day, I mean before Season 1 and all the Murder Peach shenanigans. I mean before all that, in the early days of Roguetech, where you still have a maximum of 4 units on the field. I used to run at least 2 of these melee guys, and with great success. I got this idea because I got the 15-ton Vibro Sword in our current playthrough, and I want to see if it is possible to recreate those old school stuff. Alright, so for that we need a Black Knight. There's you can build that with pretty much any Black Knight. There's argument to be made to use the Conquistador to have the internal repair system. However, we want speed for this guy because we're going in. So I think the optimal choice would be the Gladiator, because the Gladiator comes with the melee actuators. So that's gonna help us have a little advantage in our melee build. So let's start with him. So the melee actuators, it's 10% multiplier to physical weapon damage, so yeah, it's gonna add up. Let's strip you. So, in our current playthrough, we got this weapon from the Gundam thingy. A Vibro Sword, 15 tons. Now, when you look at this bad boy, it does 165 damage when you use a physical attack. But when you turn it on, which is a 40 eat per turn, it adds another 60. So you have a base of 225 damage when turned on. If you add the melee actuator, which is another 10% to physical weapon damage, we would be adding 22, 23, something like that. So we would be in the 245, 246, 250. It's sometimes a bit hard to calculate how it translates in game, but we're in the level of almost what it was back in the day. Back in the day, you could run those things and do almost 300, over 300 in a direct pinpoint attack. And if you hit something in the back, well, it's goodbye, whatever size that mech may be. We want to try, so I want to try to recreate that. All right, so the Gladiator comes with this armor thingy of twice more armor, but we're gonna not use it. We're gonna go stealth. Now, with NSS, I know there's other stealth I like this, that there's a void system that is incredibly good, but the void system is mimetic, which is based on movement. The less you move, the harder you are to see. In this case of this bad boy, we want to move. We are melee. Thus, the NSS, I think, is a better choice. Next thing we're going to do is drop the biggest engine we can in you, like a 400. And it's because we want to go fast. This gives this little Black Knight a maximum sprint of 8 X's, which is great. We're going to excel you. And we're going to give you a kind of quite standard heatsink plan. It would handle the heat of the sword, which is 40 per turn, and the added stealth, which is plus 15 heat % generated, and 12 per turn. So you would be okay just running like this. Next we're going to go the classic route of enhanced imaging and virtual reality pilot and defensive gyro. Now, why this combo? This combo is because you get +1 maximum evasion when active. You get +2 maximum evasion and initiative when active. And you get another maximum evasion from this. So you can get a total of +5 maximum evasion. Combined with our movement speed and our stealth, this guy is going to be very hard to hit. So, What do we add? The stealth is going to need a void system. There's an argument to be made with both the guardian or the angel, but I'm going to go for the angel with this one. Next, we're gonna TSM you so that you can actually carry the sword. There we go. Thanks to the composite structure of the Black Knight Gladiator, now we have still room to build. Without it, would almost be at maximum weight right now. So that is something to think about. You can patch over with Endo Steel, or if you're using a regular Black Knight, just use Endo Steel. But for now, let's work with this guy. How do we improve him? Well, what we want to do is improve our melee attack. So, if that thing still exists, there was the retractable blade. There it is. The retractable blade is another plus 10% multiplier to physical weapon damage. Yoinks. And yoinks. So now we have plus 30% to our initial 225. So I don't know how the game stacks it up in real life, if it counts 10, then 10, then 10, or 30 as a whole. But either way, we're looking at almost 300 physical damage, and that's what we want. If you hit something with over 300 pinpoint, something will break, and if you hit it in the back, it's usually death. So that's how we run this guy. How do we improve him further? Well, there's the lower melee. There's a lower melee for weapon now. So let's use that. With hands, claws, plus 20% multiplier to physical weapon damage. So we're adding another 40% to weapon damage. So we are now in the woohoo category of hurt. Because with 30, with the retractable blade, and now another 70% of the original 225. Yeah. Now it's looking good. We can upper armor you so that you take less damage, which is always good. You should get a you should get maybe a little active probe for shit and giggle. Cool. So we do have enough carry weight maybe to give you an optic. Yeah, we do. And maybe a jammer to help out, to be even harder to hit. Does that work? It does. Alright, so you're still asking us for a weapon, right? Okay, so what kind of weapon can we use to help this guy out? Well, you want to cripple your intended victim so that they don't run away. So for that, I would recommend a Tem cannon. Because it's the T-Semp, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. You have a chance to shut down your victim, 20% chance to shut down, and you will reduce the target's movement by 60% for 2 turns. So when you're closing in to your enemy, this would activate your TSM, and it would reduce the movement of your intended victim. So double win. If you shut him down, it's even better, and if you reduce its movement, well, then he's gonna be much easier to catch up to and hit. So I believe this would be the perfect weapon to add to this build. Last but not least, can we fit in a supercharger? Back in the day, those things were unavailable, and it's only because we have composite right now that we have room to put it on. But if I can, I will. Or a mask. What's both are good options. Can I? I can. So there you go. This would be an old school melee build when you can almost do over, not almost, with the extra claws we're gonna be in way over 300 damage. Pinpoint melee. Yeah. And with the enhanced imaging and all that, you're gonna move fast and be very hard to hit. Yeah. So, yeah, because we got the Vibro Sword 15 ton in our main playthrough, I'm going to try and recreate this old school build. It is one of the plans we have in our current playthrough. So let me know what you think. If there's a way to improve this bad boy that you can see, or other melee build that you can think of that would be very interesting. I think the Black Knight is still the best chassis to run this Vibro Sword right now. Because of the weight, 70 tons to engine ratio, and you can sprint for 8. With Supercharger, we're gonna go almost 12 sprint distance. Yeah, so I think this is gonna be really interesting. So let me know what you think in a comment, and I hope to see you soon and be able to build this in the main playthrough. See you soon.